Okay, so we were briefly broken up there, and hopefully the audience will see a seamless transition as we go from the first part of the challenge, which was Grandin dealing with his own inner monologue and arguing with himself, holding a giant magnet trying to find the elusive nine-tooth gear, needed to autocorrect the ship at this point. But Vincent, it was your turn. What did you want to do to frame the situation?
I'm just going to scan the room and try to find a nine-tooth gear.
All right. What strategies would help you find a nine-tooth gear?
Read the room.
I think so, yeah. And that's an imaginative use of it because usually use it to read people.
Right.
Or an audience. Yeah. Roll imagine, read the room.
That is one success.
Okay. Let's see. This challenge has sharp objects, moving floor, and the elusive nine-tooth gear. Okay. So I am going to say that since the room is moving, the floor it's moving, meaning all the contents are moving, go and re-roll your success.
Reroll my success?
Yeah, I'm challenging your success.
And it's still a success.
Awesome. Now, if you want to use tags, you can continue and see if you can't make that 2 successes.
Yeah, I'm actually going to use my tag forgetful. And I'm actually going to end up rescanning place I already looked. But so, in other words, I'm double checking, unbeknownst to myself.
Awesome. Reroll the other die and see if you succeed.
And it's still a failure.
Okay. So you got 1 and 1, which is fine. Do you think you? That's a really funny one. Did you want to target mind or do you want to target spirit?
Mind.
Okay, so you take 1 point to your mind and I take 1 point to my mind. The challenge does. Okay, Kevin, what you doing?
You know, actually, I'm
It's got to be a real show for you as you see him arguing with himself with the hammer. Then you see basically Archie over in the corner, and then when everything moves, he runs right back to the same corner he just looked at to see if anything changed. And then as the room moves again, he looks at the stuff moving and he keeps going right back to where he already looked.
So I'm actually opening my bottle of liquor. And I'm just kind of enjoying the show, and as it's going on, I'm looking as they go by a 9-tooth or a 13-tooth or a 15-tooth gear.
Yeah. Okay, what strategy would help you?
I'm hiding because I don't want to be hit by these sharp objects.
Okay. Sounds like, well, I don't know. You could probably make an argument for which one. What do you think it would be? Imagine or reason?
Probably imagine.
Okay.
So I need to get under 6. 1 success.
All right. Any tag? Oh, let me see. Well, like you said, you are trying to hide from the sharp objects, but you know there are sharp objects that are trying to find you. So reroll your success.
Still a success.
Okay, great. Any tags you want to use?
I'm going to use my rogue tag. I'm used to being in slippery situations like this. And I still failed.
Okay, but you got 1 and 1, right?
Yeah.
What are you targeting? Are you trying to outsmart the challenge? Do you think this is?
Is mind or spirit? Gosh. Let's go with mind. I'm keeping things out, just like Vincent. Same thing.
All right, down to 4. Back to Michael. Mike, what you doing?
Well, at this point, I am getting done arguing with myself, and and now I'm just waving the magnet around the room as though it were a hammer.
Excellent. Excellent.
When you know you're a hammer, everything's a nail, and
sounds like a magic.
I'm out there drinking. Keep swinging, ugly.
get off your ass and give me some of that booze.
Okay, how about that? Imagine hammering?
Yeah, sure. Oh, so that is one fail, one success.
Okay, and you, 9-tooth gear, you are hammering with the magnet, moving floor. You know what? I'm going to go with it. I really don't see. I mean, it seems like I'm really kind of reaching. I could almost say the 9-tooth gear is elusive, but do you want to use any tags to help you?
I think I'm going to use my temporary tag of desperate.
Okay. Just
and-
imagine you like swinging this around.
And it's just a desperate flail of this giant magnet, and by now it's gathered on all sorts of pieces of scrap metal, and it's just this big jumble of stuff. But I keep going for it.
Sure.
And I succeed.
Awesome. Was that 2, right?
That was 2, yes.
Okay. That definitely sounds like you're outsmarting the challenge. You're working around it. So the mind is down to 2. You can either add a tag to the challenge if you think it might benefit the other players, or you can remove one of the tags that I'm holding against the players, which are sharp objects, the moving. See it? It looks like my writing says moving wall, but I think I meant moving walk.
It's moving floor.
Moving floor is what it should be, yeah. And then there's the 9-tooth gear.
Yeah,
so maybe maybe you could see it,
Yeah, I think removing sharp objects, because my magnet has gathered all of the sharp objects.
That's awesome. So you're like swinging this around, and it's like grabbing all of the metal, which happens to be like gears and like anything that like the nails that were holding the crates. And awesome. Okay, Vincent. It doesn't look like it's in the corner, and it's not over his head, and it's not in the bottle that he's holding and drinking from.
Well, I start looking at his magnet. What's stuck to it now?
Nice. What would help you? Is this read the room?
Yeah.
Okay. It sounds like imagine read the room. Yep.
Ah, 2 8s, 2 failures, and doubles.
Oh. Okay. Were you targeting mind or spirit? Probably mind, right?
Mind.
Okay. First of all, does 4 points of mind damage knock you out?
Yes.
Okay. First of all,
yes.
To everyone else, what's the worst thing that could happen to Archie? Remember,
I was thinking, as he's getting close to that magnet, and our madman is swinging it around. He just catches it
okay.
In my mind, the worst thing that could happen is Archie has a metal plate in his head.
Oh, Jesus.
And he's attracted to the magnet with sharp objects.
Okay, which is equally awesome. So for whatever reason, we could, and Archie, you're here with me in this case. So does Archie have a metal plate in his head? Does he have like a metal barrette or something like? Does he have some kind of thing on his head, or maybe around his neck, like a collar, or something on his clothing that's like overly metallic as he comes closer, trying to look, and unwittingly knows that he's got a lot of metal on himself?
Interestingly enough, not his head, but his caps are metal.
That's right, yeah. Caps are metal.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So as you get close, does it kind of like, oh, the floor moves? Yeah, okay. So as you're getting close, you're basically trying to approach. You think for a moment there that you see a 9-tooth gear, and you eagerly approach it as the ship tilts. And when it does, you lose your footing, and you grab onto something on the side of the wall that throws your feet kind of up in the air, and you feel your shoes kind of getting pulled from your feet. But if I know you in those shoes, you don't want to lose those shoes, so you let go, reaching for the shoes to make sure they don't fly off your feet, and you go flying towards the magnet, which would have been okay. But basically, as your shoes come off your feet, you end up grabbing one and holding it as you get pulled to the magnet, and you bonk your head basically as you ram into the magnet. It's like 8 feet, but to everyone else is like amazement basically. He almost like spins vertically in the air as he reaches for the chute, gets pulled towards it, and his head crashes into the metal magnet and other miscellaneous metal things. Vincent, when you get knocked out in a challenge, you tell me what happens in the way of like, what happened to you? So are you unconscious? Are you hurt? Are you bleeding? Obviously you could be like, I died, but it's, the first milestone, you probably shouldn't die unless it's awesome.
Lamenting the loss of your shoe, you're just inconsolable.
Yeah. I'm inconsolable for my shoes.
Yeah, it could be too. You could hit your head and then be like, like you said, you're inconsolable.
I'm completely dazed.
Because all
Not
it has to do is remove
unconscious,
you
though.
from the challenge. So yeah, if one of your shoes got ruined or something, and you're just crying on the floor and no longer able to help, that is equally, removed from the challenge. Sorry, you continue with what you were saying. I just wanted to make sure, because as the good examples are coming out, that's important. That it is distinctly.
I was just saying
that removes you.
Not unconscious, but dazed, completely dazed. No footing.
What tag? Now he gets a negative tag. So we have to think about like, okay, so you're dazed, disoriented. Did anything happen to your shoes? Because that obviously gives a lot of emotional problems.
Nothing permanent, but the shoe was on the magnet.
Okay.
And that your mom gave you those shoes, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we can say that your negative tag right now is that we could say stuck shoes.
Okay.
Because your shoes are stuck to this magnet, and along with a lot of other objects. And I'm not quite sure how you remove stuff from the magnet right now. So, you're like tied to the hip with him because he has your shoes. Okay, Kevin, what are you doing?
Guido, this is like one of the highlights of his life right here. Nice swing. Whoa! So I'm going to show him how it's done, though. So I got my bottle. Forget about it. I'm going to just pick stuff out of the air as it comes by. Snatch them until I get that 9 or 11 or 15.
Yeah, whatever.
Tooth go,
Is
whatever.
this it? Yeah.
This one, I've got it. No, this one.
What strategy will help you?
Sleight of hand, I think.
Awesome.
Here.
And imagine, because abrupt, like you're just hoping it comes to your hand.
Let's see. I got 1 success.
Okay. The floor is moving, but that I think is kind of working to your advantage. So we're going to use the 9-tooth gear in the way that like you're hoping that the 9-tooth gear goes to your hand. So reroll your success.
Oh, a failure.
Okay. Any tags you want to use?
Overconfident. Like I want to show him how it's done.
Yeah.
And that's a success.
Okay. So you got 1 and 1, right?
Yep.
Okay. So were you targeting mind?
Yeah.
Okay. So the mind is down to 1, and you, sir, take 1 mental damage as object after object go into your hand that are not what you expect. And it's starting to, you're like, come on, guys. If I keep snatching it out of the air, it's not it again.
Which one are we looking for? You keep
Yeah.
changing it. Why do you keep changing what you're looking for?
How many teeth is this one? Damn it, it flew away again. Michael, what are you doing?
So by now, the room is just a mess. There's stuff flying everywhere. It's knocked into some of the electrical.
I like that. I kind of think of like your magnet is almost like a tornado in the middle of the room, because like everything else is just flowing around on the floor or on the walls. And then underneath it, like in the eye of the storm, is, Archie, who's like, demoralized and dazed, like looking up and like, my shoes. Maybe Kevin, the Guido's the smart one. He's drinking over in the far corner where he's least likely to get hit by stuff and just snatching stuff out of the air. And like, nope, not it. How many? Oh shit! What about the?
I'm pretty sure this one's it. What do you mean it's not it?
And so I'm swinging around the magnet. I bust out a light, and wires come come down. It's just a mess. But I see the little sparks coming from a wire. I grab it and touch it to the magnet because I know how this works. I'm skilled at electroforming.
Nice.
If I electrocute this thing, it'll certainly become more powerful and attract all of the gears.
That'd be awesome. What could possibly go wrong with this?
I am diving. And covering up my bottom.
One success, one failure.
Yeah, I really don't have anything against that. So yeah, you have any tags you want to use?
Nah, let's go with it.
Okay. Now, what were you targeting? Is this outsmarting the challenge?
Yeah, this would be outsmarting the challenge.
So it will defeat the challenge. You take another point to your mind. So why don't you take us through how you get the 9-tooth gear here?
So as I grab the wild electrical wire that's shooting off sparks, very careful to not closet door to not electrocute myself or the poor shoeless person beneath me.
Shoeless Archie.
I jam the wire into the mess of junk, and as I do it, I release the magnet, and it just becomes a huge electromagnet, and every piece of metal in the entire room just comes skidding across the floor and through the air.
The double-sided coin. No.
So you see the 9-tooth gear as it gets thrust into it. So you have found it. What do you do once it's found?
Without even thinking, I'm obsessed, right?
Yeah.
So not even thinking about touching this electrified ball of junk, I just go and grab the gear.
Awesome.
Try and pull it away.
Is there any reason to think that you can pull it away from the electric high-powered magnet?
Yeah, maybe if I'm really strong, but no.
Okay. What strategy would help you pull it off?
I think maybe using electroforming.
Sure. Okay. You understand this, so it sounds like it's imagine, right? Because you're trying to pull something because of your knowledge. But yeah.
So I'm thinking, so I grab it and get a little bit of a shock and realize that this thing's electrified. So I pull the wire away.
Okay, give me a roll.
One success.
Okay. Any tags that would help you?
Stubborn. I reach in, I get shocked and reach for the wire. It doesn't really happen, and I get shocked again. But I want this damn
Sure.
gear.
Yeah. And the roll.
I got it.
Awesome. Okay. So, Kevin, Archie. Well, let's do one piece by piece, right? So, Archie, you're dazed. You're confused. This is the last moment of your scene. What does the audience see of your character as we're about to phase out, fade to black? What's the last thing they see about you as he's finally getting the gear, but there is still this high-powered magnet and electricity with your shoes stuck in it?
It's me laying on the floor, reaching for my shoes.
do you say anything, or you're just kind of like, my shoes? And there's electric sparks that are kind of zapping towards you, when your hands are like, my shoes, shoes.
Yeah.
We know what Mike's doing. Mike is like, getting his hand in, removing the spark, and he's getting like electrocuted, and he's like, let's go, and he reaches it again, double hands it, pulls. And I imagine actually there's like this discharge where you kind of get like launched against the, back to the wall, but you'd have it in your hands, and you're still like electrocuted as you're holding it, because it's running through your body as you're just with the, and Kevin, will you take us home? What is the last thing they see of you? Because obviously you're the true spectator here.
So take another swig. Well done, lads. I'm going to go see what Ellen's doing.
Nice. And all three of you, as the ship radically tilts the other way, are all basically like pushed out of the room one by one with, we obviously Archie reaching for my shoes, grabs the door, and the door shuts. All right, guys. 2 weeks, Monday, that's the plan, as long as nothing else happens. And we will get ourselves to gilding the most beautiful gear.
All right.
Sweet.
Thank you so much for playing.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for bearing with the technical difficulties that I hope to edit out so no one ever knows but us.
Thanks for the
Yeah. Thank you guys so much. All right, I'm going to kill the broadcast. Until next time.